दुःखातिगो भवेत् तमहं सर्वदा वन्दे श्रीमद्वल्लभनन्दनम् अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमामि हृदये शेषे लीलाक्षिराभिषायिनम् लक्ष्मीसहस्रलीलाभिः सेव्यमानम् कलानिधिम् चतुर्भिश्च त्रिभिस्तथा षड्भिर्विराजते योऽसौ पञ्चधा हृदये मम पञ्चधा हृदये मम पञ्चधा हृदये मम।
चरण स्पर्श ठाकुर जी, महाप्रभु जी and Yamunama. Danvat pranam to my Guruji and everyone's beloved JJ Shri, Dr. H. Dwarkeshlaji Mahoday Shri. Jai Shri Krishna to all our Vaishnavas. With the divine blessings of my Thakurji and Guruji, I, Arman Trishna Morjaria, from Nairobi, Kenya hereby bring to you content related to Pushtimarg, our Thakurji and teachings of JJ in English. I will be posting content as frequently as possible in the forms of videos and shorts. Please ensure to subscribe to the channel, comment and hit the bell icon to receive the latest updates. Kindly also share the content with your family and friends so as to spread the wings of Pushtimarg globally. Let's commence today's video. Today, we shall continue where we left off in the last video. So we now begin with the letter N. N for Navadha Bhakti. The 9 types of devotion that are stated in the scriptures are also adhered to and can be experienced in Pushti Bhakti. They are as follows. 1. Shravan Bhakti, which means listening to Shri Krishna's divine qualities with great devotion. 2. Kirtan Bhakti, which means singing about his divine qualities. 3. Smaran Bhakti, which means remembering his divine leelas, his blissful childhood prance and activities. 4. Padsevan Bhakti, which means serving his lotus feet. 5. Archan Bhakti, which means worshipping his idol, which is his actual form bestowed by a descendant of Sri Vallabhacharya ji. 6. Vandan Bhakti, which means paying respect to him. 7. Dasi Bhakti, which means being his selfless servant. One surrenders on to him and does everything he inspires them to do. 8. Sakhi Bhakti, which means being his friend, and one starts considering him as their friend. 9. Atmanivedan Bhakti, which means completely dedicating oneself to him. The Bhakt dedicates everything they have to him. However, above all these forms is 10th and the highest form of devotion, and that is Prem Lakshan Bhakti. O for omnipotent! Sri Vallabhacharya ji states that Sri Krishna is the ultimate reality behind this whole cosmic manifestation. After completely studying the Vedas, Puranas, Bhagavad Gita, and the Upanishads, he revealed that there is only one force behind this whole cosmos, that there is only one supreme soul which is the source all creation. He further revealed that everything occurs only with his consent. That ultimate reality, that omnipotent soul is in fact only Sri Krishna. Before creation of this cosmic manifestation, it was only him. When he wanted to reveal his true nature, he created this cosmos. In whatever he created was his unique characteristic. However, his original form is in his own residence called Vyapi Vaikunt or Golok Dham and remained secret until he wanted to reveal it to his chosen bhakts by taking birth in Gokul. On innumerable occasions he revealed his omnipotent form to many of his beloved bhakt like Yashodaji, Aruba. One particular instance was when he was a small child and Yashodaji opened his mouth and was amazed to see the entire cosmos inside his little mouth. On another occasion during Mahabharata, when he was teaching Bhagavad Gita to Arjun, he revealed his original form to him when Arjun requested it. Therefore, Sri Krishna is the only deity that is worshipped in Pushti Marg. P for Pushti Bhakti is also called Prem Lakshan Bhakti. This literally means devotion with love. However, this love is not an ordinary or worldly kind of love, it is the highest love. Thus, no other love can match it. This love that the Bhakt experiences for him is not experienced with anything or anybody else. It is mutually exclusive with true knowledge of his real form. This love was experienced by the Vraj Gopijan, meaning the women ka herd, for Sri Krishna and is the goal of Pushti Bhakti. When one worships him with Prem Lakshan Bhakti, one wants to do everything for him personally. The Bhakt doesn't depend on anybody or anything else to serve him. One serves him with their tanna, body, man, mind and dhan, wealth. A Pushti Bhakt will not buy something ready-made and serve it to him, they will make it themselves. They will not pay somebody to serve him on their behalf, they will serve him themselves. Thus, the Bhakt carries out his seva with gratitude and considers themselves fortunate to be able to serve him. The Bhakt dedicates their whole life to his seva. All their senses then become dedicated. With their eyes they have his darshan, with their ears they listen to his divine praises, with their nose they smell the sweet fragrance of the flowers and attar, perfume, after they have been offered to him, with their tongue they taste his prasad. With their hands they cherish the touch of his lotus feet. They are always ready for his seva. The main point is that all this is not just out of duty, but out of pure love for him. This means then becomes the reward by his divine grace. Whatever worldly activities one does is without attachment. Whatever time is remaining, they spend in listening to his divine praises and leelas. They do not like to spend even a second without him. Just as a person in love keeps thinking and talking about their beloved, the Bhakt also does the same for him. This is called Prem Lakshan Bhakti. One example of this kind of bhakti was of Gajandhavan, who was one of the 84 devotees of Sri Vallabhacharya Ji. His devotion was so great that he used to lose contact with the outside world. Whenever he was without his deity of worship, he would fall unconscious in his pangs of separation. He had attained the highest kind of bhakti, which does not ask for anything back in return. This type of bhakti is extremely rare to find, however, by his grace one can experience it. Everything that occurs is dependent on his grace. This is also known as Kripa or Pushti. Q for quest. The word Pushti in Pushtimarg means grace or compassion. This Pushti or Kripa is something which is always yearned for by a Pushti Bhakt. As without his grace one cannot progress in this path. In other paths of Hindu religion, the Bhakt must accomplish some basics in order to attain the reward, meaning if one is seeking salvation, then one may follow the path of knowledge. This means that one has to read Puranas, scriptures, and seek a Gurudev who will teach them how to achieve salvation through penance, etc. This path is extremely difficult to implement, and the result is not certain. However, in Pushtimarg it is a completely different matter. The driving force for success in Pushtimarg is His grace. It is only by His grace that one becomes interested in Pushtimarg. It is only by His grace that one is able to meet a Gurudwar, descendant of Sri Vallabhacharya Ji, and thereby enter into Pushtimarg. It is only by His grace that one is able to follow the principles of Sri Vallabhacharya Ji, which despite being simple can be difficult to implement. Again, it is only by His grace that one is able to attain the reward of devotion. There is no other way to obtain these higher attainments, as it is only He who bestows them. Thus, the experience of pure bliss, love and devotion is possible by His grace. Therefore, the quest for Kripa continues. R for Rag Bhog Shringar. Sri Gosainji established the practice of Rag Bhog and Shringar as a means to offer seva to Sri Krishna. Rag means music through Haveli Sangeet. He is served through Kirtan Seva. Here his various leelas are sung during the Ashtayam Seva, which means his seva divided into 8 different parts of the day. These kirtan are not just ordinary singing, they are classical music compositions of ragas depending upon the time of the day and season of the year. Just by themselves they are a complete seva. Moving on to Bhog. This refers to the offering of different foods to him during the day. Sri Gosainji ensured that the food offered was of the highest quality and it consisted of all tastes, example sweet, sour, etc., in the correct proportion. Thus, only items of the highest quality must be offered to Sri Krishna, the Lord of the Lords. Whatever one consumes must first be offered to him, as he is the master and we are his servants. Shringar means decorating the idol of Sri Krishna with various ornaments or clothes according to the time of the day and the season of the year. In the summer season, ornaments made of pearls and shells are offered to cool him. During winter, gold and precious stones are offered to provide him with warmth. The hidden meaning behind this is instead of renouncing worldly comforts, one concentrates on Sri Krishna and offers him first whatever they have. This is the best way of tyag, meaning sacrifice. In Pushti Bhakti the Bhakt has complete faith in Sri Krishna. When the Bhakt has taken the oath of Brahm Sambandh, they surrender everything including their body with their respective functions, material possessions such as house, car, mobile phone etc., relations such as spouse, children etc., wealth, and their soul to their master Sri Krishna. Through Brahm Sambandh the Bhakt surrenders completely to him. Consequently, they do not own anything as everything has now become his, including their very self. Only in Pushti Marg is this type of surrender possible. The Bhakt then acts as a servant to Sri Krishna. This Samarpan means dedication is not because one is forced to, but it is out of pure and unconditional love for him. The Bhakt's life is then dedicated to only Sri Krishna. All their objectives, resources, functions and activities are dedicated to him out of pure love. Here the Bhakt will only engage in those pursuits which are for the pleasure of Sri Krishna and not for selfish indulgence. Of course the Bhakt will still engage in those activities which are indispensable, such as paying the mortgage, bills, supporting the family, etc., but they too are in some way dedicated towards him. For example, paying the mortgage to give peace of mind and security to other Vaishnavas in the house so that they can perform their seva without worrying about this aspect. T for Tilak. Tilak or the Kanku U-shaped symbol on a male Vaishnav's forehead is the sign that they have surrendered themselves onto Sri Krishna's lotus feet. The U-shaped tilak signifies the outline of Sri Krishna's lotus feet. It signifies that the Vaishnav holds Sri Krishna above their head, and as the head is the highest part of their body, the overall significance is that Sri Krishna holds the highest place in the Bhakt's life. T also stands for Tulsi. Tulsi is a highly sacred plant. When one is bestowed with Brahm Sambandh, Tulsi leaves are placed onto Sri Krishna's lotus feet. The fact that a Tulsi Kanti, which means Tulsi beads woven together in a thread, must always be worn around a Vaishnav's neck indicates how important Tulsi is. Tilak for males and Tulsi Kanti for both males and females are both compulsory symbols worn by all Vaishnavas. They are regarded as their most valuable belongings they have. This marks the end of today's session. However, the video is still not over as we all have to sing the Ashray Pad. Please sing along. Till we meet again in the next video, signing off with Jai Shri Krishna.
दृढ़ैन चरणान केरो भरोसो दृढ़ैन चरणान केरो श्रीवल्लभ नख चंद छटा बिना सब जग माज अंधेरो भरोसो दृढ़न चरणन केरो साधन और नहीं आकली में जासो होय निवेरो सूर कहाँ कहे द्विविदयादरो बिना मूल को चेरो भरोसो दृढ़न चरणन केरो दृढ़न चरणन केरो भरोसो दृढ़न चरणन दृढ़न चरणन दृढ़न चरणन के